What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want what it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones of Sports content, I'm gonna need y'all to
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said. Goddamn button, goddamn it. Other than that, it's your boy Jones. Welcome to another episode of the Jones and Podcast, brought to you by Jones of Sports. We make sports better. And as always, I'm brought to you with my co-host E and Nico. What's up, fellas? How we feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling marvelous, fellas. I feel amazing.
E?
Hey, I was happy to be here.
Hey, you made it farther than you exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. But overall, did y'all enjoy the games, the weekend overall, the playoff weekend?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, no, I felt the same way. Just being a fan, just watching, because but yeah, we're gonna get into all these games.
Yeah,
I got some smoke for y'all.
I feel like wild card weekend is never like, nothing too crazy. It's nothing to really write home about. This weekend is showtime.
Yeah, no, this is when
this weekend
the legends
is
get
big
made.
time.
Yeah,
I feel like the legends are made.
I feel like even though like with wild card included, like once the playoffs start, whether your team's in it or not, if you're a football fan, you're gonna be happy regardless because you know you're gonna be able to watch good football being played.
All right, so like everybody's favorite team aside, what was y'all favorite game of wild card weekend? Well, Jones, your favorite team wasn't playing, so what was your favorite team? We'll start with you. What was your favorite?
He had to throw the shot.
What was your favorite game of the weekend? Just as an objective, unbiased fan, no connection to the playoffs, no ties to, this playoff journey.
I tell you one thing, it definitely wasn't that Eagles game. My favorite game to watch this weekend, I ain't gonna lie, was the Vikings-Rams game, mainly because I was not expecting that type of performance from the Rams defense. Like, they really showed the fuck up. They had the best defense the whole weekend. They definitely by far was the best defense looking. I'm not saying overall they're the best, but definitely the best defense looking. I thought it was going to be a closer game. But, yeah, I think that was probably the one that I liked the most, mainly because the Rams is like one of my surprise teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people wasn't really too high on the Rams this year. And I was like, based off what I saw last year, and them, if they could be healthy this year, mainly because of their offense, not their defense. The defense was kind of trash most of the year. Towards the end of the year, yeah, exactly. Towards the end of the year, though, they started clicking. Now they got offense and defense. That's a scary team to watch.
Well, it was. They run was nice while it lasted.
Oh, we definitely gonna talk about that.
Their playoff journey soon comes to an end.
So before we get into
hold on. E, what was your favorite game though? Like outside of the Denver game, what was your favorite game of the playoffs?
All right. Well, this weekend, like outside of that Denver game, I was
what up, Queen?
I was sick all weekend, so I was fighting that shit. So I didn't get to watch what was probably the best game of the weekend in Tampa and Washington. But out of the games I did get to catch, the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game was just like Baltimore really showing us, why they got Derrick Henry. That shit is a scary sight if that offense clicks like that. Without Zay Flowers. And plus, it felt good looking seeing Russ be the bum that he is. I ain't gonna
lie. Outside of your Eagles game, Nico, what game did you like the most?
Now that Washington Tampa game, that was the game I was the most excited to watch going into. And
I think we said that was the best game, right?
Yeah. And they did not disappoint. Like Baker wasn't as sharp as I thought he was gonna be, and that's really why they lost the game. Like Baker just wasn't as sharp. That offense didn't look as clean, or as they weren't the dogs that they usually are, I feel. And that kid Jaden Daniels is fucking good, man. Like, oh shit, that kid is good, dog.
He is a problem. He's legit.
Yeah.
And I
No
got a
CJ
question for
Stroud.
y'all.
No CJ Stroud shit. Like he's legit.
That's what I was gonna say. Do y'all think that he had a better rookie season than CJ Stroud did
Oh
last year?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Considering what CJ had around him compared to what he had around him, yeah.
Top to
No,
bottom,
I
head
agree.
coach and all. Like
Yes,
top to bottom.
he has Terry McLaurin and Zach Ertz, who's not the Zach Ertz we know.
And he came in CJ Stroud came into a system that was already designed for his skill set. A quarterback with a big arm who can kind of like move and keep a play alive. Like Deshaun Watson was there before him. The system was built for what he does already. Jaden had to really come in there and turn a shit show in the Showtime. Like they're 12-5. They're 13-5 right now. They just won in the playoff. They're 13-5 right now.
And on the road too.
He turned this shit
Only team
around.
that got a road win this weekend.
CJ Stroud was an offensive rookie of the year on a team that had the defensive rookie of the year as well. Because that boy Will Anderson Jr. is a problem.
That's a fact.
Washington has some dogs on defense, but they don't have anybody who's like a name yet.
Yeah,
but they got a couple young dogs over there.
And I said it. I go back and watch the tapes and shit, but I said it in the beginning of the year. I said I didn't expect them to be this good, but I said Washington is going to be a team to watch out for mainly because of my what's the word I'm looking for? My admiration for Coach Quinn, because I saw what he was able to do in Dallas. So I was like, he gonna go over there and he gonna make some noise over there. I didn't think they was gonna be able to do it like this fast. Like, boy, they did it and they did it fast.
But it's a key factor on that defense too. They got a key vet in Bobby Wagner.
Yes.
Like if you want a vet around all those young kids, that's who you want out there. The leader in that defense is Bobby Wagner.
No doubt about it. And he was available for the Cowboys to go, and he wanted to go to the boys. Fucked it up, but I'm gonna get to you, Jeff.
They got a couple of key veterans like sprinkled in there. Like I think Mariota's leadership in the quarterback room helps. Wagner on defense helps. Like they, even Ertz has been on high caliber playoff teams for pretty much all of his career. Where he was in Philly the whole time before he went to Washington.
Arizona.
Okay, before the Arizona stint. So he's been on high profile playoff teams, like super successful teams. He knows what winning culture looks like in a locker room. So like that helps them. But Jaden, bro, just not even to take away from his credit. Like I hate when they start pointing out all the good things a quarterback has around him. Like, nah, Jaden is fucking good. Like the kid is legit.
No, that's a fact. I agree. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. It's been a long motherfucking day. Now let's get into the actual games. Y'all actual games. We're gonna start on the losing side. I'm sorry. Hey. We're gonna start with you. What did you see in that game? And tell me what you think you guys need to do to be better next year.
All right. That game.
Share this.
I hear you. We got beat up and bullied on the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Like we had no answer for the run. Like Josh Allen wasn't Superman Josh Allen against us because he didn't have to be. We couldn't stop the run to save our lives. Offensively, the play calling was predictable. A lot of drop passes.
Yes. The thing, just to throw it in there real quick, y'all was in that game in the first half.
Oh yeah,
it was a game at halftime. Still,
listen, when they was getting short field, we was holding them to field goals. Like I said, the people that I see, Josh Allen, because one of the reasons why I don't like watching the Chiefs is the fact that every little thing Mahomes does, the announcers go crazy about.
The Patrick Mahomes hype train.
The same thing with Josh Allen.
Yes.
Josh Allen dead threw a check down, and he was like, "Look at this evolution here." And I'm
Josh
like, "Bro,
Allen hype train is definitely at Mahomes level
check
right
down."
Now.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, I get it. His dude's up there for the MVP this year. He's had a hell of a year, but like, let's relax. You know, but like I didn't
Get
see
ugly.
him go out and kill us. They bullied us on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
We had no answer for James Cook at all.
Yo, that surprised me.
Yeah,
I,
that surprised me too.
I didn't think James Cook was gonna
But
have the game
if
he
you
had.
notice, our defense, while we led the league in sacks on the defense, pass defense, everything. We didn't have a great run defense.
Okay.
And the problem with that is we don't have enough size on the defensive line. We have more like finesse guys on that line.
Mm-hmm.
We have the speed advantage, but compare Buffalo's offensive line. The motherfuckers are giants.
And that speed shit only works around the outside. You got to get
Yeah, when
interior
you're rushing
pressure
the
too.
passer, when you have to come off the ball and block and do all that other shit, we're gonna get beat, and that's what they did. They bullied
You got to
us.
stand in the trenches and fight.
Yeah, in the trenches,
Mhm.
and that's what got to us. So right there, that's what we have to do to improve. Defensively, we gotta add more into the interior part of that defensive line. Linebacking killed us. I know we lost our best linebacker like week 1 this year, Alex Singleton, because all the linebackers could not cover, they could not tackle. And I think offensively, it came out that Bo did play with like a fracture in his back for a
Damn.
couple of weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was doing that for weeks.
For real?
We got to get him some more weapons, and we got to find a run game again, because not being able to run the is gonna kill you.
That's gonna kill y'all. And I think that was like the part of the reason that y'all Achilles heel this year is that y'all didn't have a run game to really help
When
Bo Nix back there.
when you call a running play and get 1 yard, 2 yards, your play calling is gonna be predictable.
That should cut your play sheet in half.
You can't run the play action because nobody's gonna respect the fact that you're running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
At all. So they can just pin their heads back and, hey, let's go get him.
And we're gonna make this rookie beat us with his arm.
Exactly.
Yep. And
I
that's
don't.
not what you want to do.
And that's for any team. I don't think that's just for rookie teams, because
Mm-hmm.
that's not. You guys weren't the only team I think that ran into that this weekend. Like, I think that was the downfall of the Vikings. The Vikings are a one-dimensional team. Like, you can't just Justin Jefferson niggas to death in the playoffs. That don't work.
Yep.
Hell no.
And he looked frustrated as hell. He realized it don't work. Getting off that field, my boy might be done. He might be a Bengal soon.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay T. Higgins. They ready to let T go. They'll let T go for Justin for sure.
They're gonna be like, T, go see how much the Vikings are willing to pay you.
Go be their number 1 over there, bro. Beat it.
Yep.
They'll get rid of everybody over there.
Colorado. I said Colorado. Chargers.
They'll clean that room out except for Jamar to get Justin.
Just to finish up on that, I'm not overly mad. Of course, you're mad your team loses because you're in the playoffs. But hey, the fact that we took the step and got there, and to be honest, for me, rooting against like the Chiefs from going to the Super Bowl, it's a way better chance of the Bills beating them than we would have beat them.
Yeah.
And a better chance of the Ravens beating them than we would. We would have got killed.
No, that's true. That's a good point. Good point. Nico, how you feeling after that W against Queen Packers?
I feel amazing.
Queen, be ready because he about to go off. Just making sure you're ready for this.
No, not even, because it's not one of those like surprise wins. It's not one of those shockers or nothing like that. Like, we started the season belt to ass on the Packers, so we're gonna end the season belt to ass on the Packers. Like, it ain't. We consistent, if nothing else.
By the end of that game, you was playing against a practice squad. Everybody was hurt. Like,
that's not our fault. Y'all did that to us.
Oh no, that's never your fault that people get hurt.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
on Twitter, they was doing that to us.
They needed to call up Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, because they had no receivers out there. Like,
they did that same thing to us in 2022 against the Niners. They was like, "Oh, y'all was playing against a practice team quarterback." That ain't my fault. They started the game with their starter. That ain't my fault. Like,
whoever the fuck is out there, that's what I'm going up against.
You feel me? Like, but Yeah, I feel like the defense was stellar. The offense did what they were supposed to do with Jalen's first game back. I feel like the play calling was super limited. The play sheet looked like the play sheet last year. Uh, like in the middle of the meltdown when it was super limited, not too many routes, like real basic combinations. Real limited. In the first half, Jalen Hurts might have had like 30 yards passing, and he only might have had like 4 incompletions. Like it was nothing crazy. It was real short check down shit. They protected him the first half, first game back from concussion protocol. But then shit started to click. Defense was stellar. Quintanamo Bay,
Let me ask you
old
about
man Slay.
the offense a little bit. Like, how do you feel that your offense stalls out a lot?
It does happen a lot. I feel like it doesn't happen when everything is going well. Like it happens circumstantially, and I'm okay with that.
And how do you feel about like the whole AJ Brown? Like, do you think they're gonna look to try to get him more involved?
No, not unnecessarily.
I'm moving like this.
He was sitting like that in the Redskins in the Commanders game though, and we beat them niggas. He was sitting on the bench reading in the Commanders game, and he had over 100 yards. He had like 9 catches that game, and he was sitting there reading. Then like that's just what he do. That's his shit. He was asleep the week before that. That's just what he do on the bench. He don't care about what the defense out there doing. That ain't his job. I respect that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. When he's super involved, I think it's only a talking point because it needs to be a talking point. You got to try to disrupt the locker room, the locker room synergy or whatever. Like that's just one of the media talking points where niggas is way off base. Jahan Dotson posted on his story like that's what he does. Like he was like, I really just don't know what y'all be talking about. I think that's just a media talking point. I don't think that's really an issue in the locker room. Those guys, like especially that receiver core, is real tight knit. It seems so. I'm not worried about it moving forward. I feel like he'll be good. He gonna be there. He know what the mission is.
I feel like the reason why it was a talking point is because of the little issues that him and AJ, Hurts and AJ keep having these past few years. So obviously they're gonna be like, they see it, AJ doing anything on that sideline, they're gonna be like, oh, they beefing. You feel me?
And I
like,
think it was just them being
it's
real.
Something he's been doing.
And
that's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's them being real conservative. That's just them being conservative with the play calling. That makes it conservative play calling is predictable play calling. If you look at a lot of the plays, a lot of the highlights, niggas weren't open. Jalen had to throw people open. He was checking down to 6-yard routes. Like AJ is our number one guy. AJ is getting the best defender. He's getting the second defender. So yeah, the check down to Goddard is there. The check down to Devontae is there. It's not like he's throwing bombs to everybody else and just ignoring AJ. AJ's the best receiver. He got taken out of the game in a super conservative, super predictive play call. It don't bother me. He'll be back. The Rams defense can't do shit. AJ
we're gonna get
back.
there. Hold on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the pick.
AJ will be back.
My question for you when it comes to AJ is like you said, they took him out the game, right? And that's expected when you're a star athlete, star receiver. They're gonna take their best receiver out of the game. But this is the outside looking in because I don't really pay attention to the Eagles like that. Obviously, I watch and see what's going on, but I don't know. Maybe you might know more than I do. Do you feel like, because like I said earlier, that him and AJ and Hurts keep bumping heads. Do you feel like is that something that's just going to keep happening? Or is it AJ understands, all right, I'm the best player on this team as far as receiver. They're going to take me out the game. I got to accept that. Me looking at it from the outside, it looks like he can't accept being taken out of the game, which I do understand as well. Like, all right, if they doing that to take me out the game, motherfucker, get me involved. Let's find a way to get me involved. So I understand that type of frustration because before you answer, Nico, watching the Ohio State-Texas game, even though we won the game, the fact that they held Jeremiah Smith to 3 fucking yards. He had 1 catch the entire game. I get it. We won. You shouldn't be complaining. But no, I'm gonna fucking complain because you gotta find a way to get your best man involved, whether it's a screen or what. Got to find a way to get your guys involved. Same with the Rams game that was on this weekend. Not Puka.
Cooper Cup.
Cup had one catch and one target the whole game. They won. Puka did his thing, but if you're an offensive coordinator, you got to find a way to get your fucking guys involved. I don't care what you got. If you got to hand the fucking ball over, put them in the backfield like the 49ers do Debo.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get the ball in your fucking best player's hands, even if you're a decoy. Make them think about them, at least.
I feel like AJ has never been on a team this balanced. Back to Ole Miss. They didn't have a run game at Ole Miss. It was bomb the DK, bomb the AJ, bomb the DK, bomb the AJ. That was their game. Then he went to Tennessee, and they had Derrick Henry, but then they lost Derrick. Well, no, they lost him in the same year, right?
Nah, Derrick stayed longer than he did. Derrick just left.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ left
he
first?
left last year, yeah.
So when
AJ
they were
left 2
there,
years ago.
his volume wasn't what his volume is now, which I also think leads to him eventually leaving. But he was the nigga at the bottom of the totem pole. He's a rookie coming in. He's not like a name rookie. He didn't have that kind of pull. Now he's in a place where he feel like, oh, I got a relationship with the quarterback. I got some pull. That's my dog. So when things don't go his way, he's a little more vocal about it. But he also has the best running back in the league on his team. He also has a number 2 receiver that could be a number 1 receiver somewhere else on his team. You feel me? Like he also has a Pro Bowl tight end on his team. He has to understand that he has a number 3 receiver that's a number 1, number 2 receiver somewhere else on his team in Jahan Dotson. Like, this is the most balanced offense he's ever been a part of, I'd argue.
No, I agree.
I feel like as an offensive coordinator, you can't risk team symmetry. You can't risk game plan. You can't risk team momentum for the sake of one player's ego. You feel me? Some games, Devontae Smith might get 3 targets.
Mm-hmm.
And our best player does get that work. Our best player does get the ball. Saquon Barkley is our best player. Our best player gets the ball. He's a receiver. Receivers have that attitude. Absolutely.
Yeah,
sometimes
diva.
you're lucky and you get a group that's balanced where you get 2 guys that just put on their hat and come to work. And we got that with Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson. 2 guys who are super talented but are just going to pick up their
Dotson
lunchbox,
was there
put
last
their
year,
hat
right?
on.
Or was he with
They
Dotson there
just-
last year? He was with Commanders, right?
He was with the Commanders last year.
Yeah.
We had Julio Jones last year.
Mm.
But we're real lucky to have guys around AJ that just, I'm going to put my hat on and come to work. Yo, Devontae Smith will get 4 targets sometimes in a game. Just 4 for the whole game. Some games he'll have 12. You feel me? But he don't complain either way. AJ got to understand, like, Devontae knows, like, yo, we're a run-first team. Then when we throw the ball, we're looking at AJ first. I'm cool with that. I'm going to eat in my spot. I'll block. I'll do whatever else. AJ has to just understand, yo, we're going to run the ball. And when we're not running the ball, they are looking for me. But if they taking me out the game, I got mad guys that can eat, and we've won 15 games. It come to a point where he do got to shut the fuck up. But as a receiver, as somebody who's been super close with his quarterback, like I've had a super tight relationship with most of my quarterbacks, I'm going to talk to you a little crazy sometimes. Right. I know that it sounds crazy. I don't give a fuck. And I just think that's where AJ is, and I think that's where Jalen is, because Jalen is also just going to look at him and be like, all right, whatever, and keep playing the game. And I love that. And I think that really speaks to their relationship, because I've had quarterbacks that I've barked on, like, yo, nigga, throw me the ball, bro. Like, what are we doing here? What do we throw me the ball?
Nick.
And even ones that I'm not cool with, like even ones that I am cool with, because I didn't like Nick, but me and Ty have had these conversations. White Vic, yo, throw me the ball. And then he was like, yo, but Zay just ran the ball for 80 yards and scored. That's cool. Throw me the ball. Like, that's great. I love that. Throw me the ball, dog. What are we doing? I'm not just out here to block.
Yeah.
So I think that's just where AJ is, and I think that speaks to
I
what their
got TJ.
relationship
What up,
is.
TJ?
And I think that just speaks to the relationship. Like, he's gonna be vocal, and I love that. I'd rather him be vocal than him do the pouty shit and all of that. I think the book reading on the sideline, we're looking too into that. We weren't this bothered when he was asleep on the sideline 2 weeks ago. Like, he dead sat on the bench and slept the other through the last game of the season. He just slept during the Giants game, and nobody said a word. You feel me? Like, when Saquon Barkley is running the ball and takes that slide at the end of the game, AJ and Smitty are like, "Yo, bro, keep running!" Like that. He's
Yeah, I saw
engaged.
that.
He's still involved. They have a good relationship. Him and his offensive teammates are clicking. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Like, if he's sitting there reading and then doing Bradley Bill shit, like when the team is like talking and he's like standing off to the side, then we'd be concerned. But he's in the middle. He's involved. He's has a great relationship from the outside looking in with all his offensive teammates. So I don't think we need to worry. There's no fires to be put out yet. I think they're
No,
young. They're all cool enough. They're close enough. I think that team could stay together for a while.
I agree. I think the media is overblowing everything
You know
because
how they
they
do.
need something to talk about.
And
Yeah,
the
so
teams where there's real fires to put out, they don't ever talk about it. And then some blockbuster trade will happen. Fucking Stephon Diggs will request a trade from the Bills out the blue. And nobody was talking about the fires that might have been going on behind the scenes. Like, leave us alone, dog. We're 15-3. Like,
no, that's a fact.
leave us alone. Like, when it stops working, let's start talking. Let's start looking for something to fix. Until
I hear
then,
that.
it ain't shit to fix. We good
I
in
hear
Philly.
that. I hear that. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. As much as I want to hate, I can't.
And the
Hate
next
on
team we
that.
play is a team we spanked up on in the season already. Like, I'm not. Come on, bro. We a game out the soup. We a game out the soup, baby. Big
Oh
bowl.
man. Speaking of smoke, it's time to talk about my goddamn Cowboys for a second.
Wait. Yo, before you go, all right. This is off of this. You seen that the recent thing with Cam and Jim Jones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be Mace right now with my popcorn while Sean goes.
That shit was hilarious, yo. They were cracking
Mace is
up.
the funniest man in the
Funny
world.
as fuck.
Mace is hilarious.
All right.
All right,
So-
popcorn time.
I hate to even have to talk about this shit because if y'all notice, I don't post a lot of Cowboy shit. I don't even want to talk about them like that anymore. But I gotta get this shit off my chest, so I'm gonna get it off my chest. First, I'm gonna start off with Jerry Jones, and Jerry's gonna be throughout this, but he's the main source of this. Jerry, you are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit. Not even because of how all the shit you did this year. I'm not even the biggest Mike McCarthy fan. But what you did to that man was foul. That was foul. He could have had an opportunity to go or get an interview with the Bears to see how that worked out or whatever the case may be. And you did him dirty. You made him wait to make him think that he was gonna get a long-term deal with us, and you still decided to let him go, which was your plan the whole fucking time. Not only did you hurt him, you hurt us because we could have been shopping for coaches during this time, but no, we still had Mike McCarthy on the fucking staff until now. So we're behind the ball. That's 2. Then this motherfucker wants to say, I forgot what he said exactly in his interview, but he said something along the lines of the money. Something about money. That money's not a problem, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But if money's not a problem, then why are you doing all these dumb things? Like sitting Cooper Rush the last week of the game when he could have got
That was wow.
$250,000 incentive
That was
to
That
top
was-
be.
dirtbag
That's
Jerry.
Yeah,
that's
that was
fucked
dirt.
up. I was tight as hell when I saw that shit. Like, yo, what the fuck? Why is Trey Lance playing this game? Cooper Rush should be playing this game. It's not like he's gonna be starting next year unless
And
Dak
it's
is
not like,
fucking hurt
and
again.
it's not like you were tanking because you needed to a better draft position because it's not like y'all top 5 pick.
Nope.
Exactly. I think we're like 7 or some shit like that.
Yeah, like you're in the bad spot anyway.
Like you don't make any sense in what
That was just Jerry being a
you
dirtbag. That shit was
do.
terrible.
Dickhead move.
Terrible.
Like,
You keep saying this money, we got money, we got money. Why aren't you spending it? Why are you not spending the fucking money? It seems like this is where some reporters are saying that he's got something up his sleeve, and we heard that shit before. We heard that shit last year. They said the exact same thing last year. He's going all in. He got something up his sleeve. Just wait. And then what? You waited till the last fucking minute to get
And got Zeke.
fucking Zeke back. For what?
And
For
Zeke gone.
what?
and then cut
And he's
Zeke.
gone.
Then let Zeke go.
Bro, this is, I ain't gonna lie, has been one of the worst years watching Jerry Jones be Jerry Jones. This year alone. Now, Jerry has had some years. This year, since the end of last year, when free agency started, that moment, when he said all in, Jerry Jones has been failing miserably as a GM.
Yo, because he made it sound like he was gonna go grab like Justin Fields or Russell Wilson or one of them Aaron Rodgers or one of the quarterbacks that was out
He
there.
made it seem like they
He
was getting
had me. He
or
got
Saquon.
me, bro. He for one
Facts.
moment.
Or Saquon or Derrick Henry. Like they made it sound like they were gonna go get somebody.
One of the top running backs. They were gonna get another
This
receiver.
nigga got me, bro. Because y'all know me. The last few years, I haven't been falling for Jerry shit. I haven't been falling for shit. But when he said that all-in shit, based off of how we ended the season, I was like, Jerry might
And they
mean
can't
that.
go get another receiver because CD not going for it. He won all the targets in the world.
We could have kept Coop for all that, bro.
That's why Amari left, because CD wanted all the targets in the world. He was tight.
It's fucking, it's sad. It's disgusting. Jerry, I like, what is there to say about you giving up your GM spot? Because we know what's not going to happen.
Never.
Now, I want to address this next point about Prime being in the head spot to be the next coach for the Dallas Cowboys. We know that's not going to fucking happen. One, because we know Jerry's not giving up shit. He's not giving up no power, because the only way we get Prime is if he gets power. We know the money's not a problem. We know Jerry can throw the bag at him. But power, that's where it's going to be a problem. That's where them two, it's a match made in heaven because of what obviously Prime brings. It's a match made in heaven because of the controversy that Prime brings, which Jerry loves, makes the Cowboys money. But at the same time, even if Jerry were to give Prime the power, for how long? For how long? Because let the Cowboys start the season off 8-2. Prime. Everybody gonna be talking about Prime. And who's gonna be in the corner looking like a little girl with the sad face? Why are they talking about Prime? I got him. I signed him. That's exactly what we're gonna see from Jerry, and he's gonna start fucking bitching and start getting back in front of the camera and start talking and doing all that bullshit. So I can't even believe it. I can't even believe that happening.
And
It's
Jerry
just
still
not.
control the pocketbook at the end of the day. I feel like Prime is gonna need a bag. It's not like college where he could just, his name, kids is going, oh, transfer portal, I'll come over. Hey, transfer portal, I'll pull up. Like Jerry need a bag to sign guys, and he's not gonna let his son play there if there's no line there.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah.
He's not gonna let his son play there behind that offensive line. Like he's gonna want to bring people in and make
Bro,
real signings and shit.
just that alone
He gonna
is
revamp the whole shit.
And Jerry cheap though.
Yep.
just that
What you
alone to
gonna
be
say?
so difficult. Just that you get Prime, okay. Now you got to move up in draft to get Shador. That's gonna cost you how much? Who's gonna want to take on Dak's contract? Because you're not drafting Shador that high and then saying, okay, we're
I
keeping
want to
Dak.
let you sit on the
Oh,
bench until we get this offensive line right for you.
what?
Yeah.
Prime would do that, but would Jerry be okay with that? We just
Exactly.
and then after he gets Shador, he's gonna try to sell the fucking house to bring on Travis and Shiloh.
Yep.
Shiloh, they could sign for whatever. He's not gonna get drafted, but he's gonna try to sell the house to move up and get Travis as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he's gonna finesse those two, have them sit until he revamps. So it's too much of an investment.
Yeah.
I don't see Prom going. Prom stays in Colorado for at least another 2 years, 3 years.
I think Prime actually really wants to coach without his sons.
I don't know.
Because he said
That's
I
the question.
finally get to be a head coach now, not a father.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a new sign of him we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and that's what shocked me about Elijah. You hit it right on the nail. Prime isn't coming. Jerry loves yes man. He said he doesn't want another Bill Parcells situation. That's a fact. That's a fact. Why you think
Somebody
Bill
who's
Parcells
smarter
thinks that?
than him at the game. Like,
He wants the credit. He want if the Cowboys are doing good, it's because he picked those players. He wants the credit. That's why Jimmy Johnson is not a fucking 3-4 time champion, which he should be. Because after two back-to-back, not two, but back-to-back Super Bowls, you fire him?
That's insane.
Are you where that happens at? Where?
in Jerry Lane.
Only in Jerry World. Only in fucking Jerry World. So look, I don't everyone keeps asking me, who do you guys want to sign? Who do you guys should sign? Blah. Why does it fucking matter? It doesn't matter who we fucking sign. It's gonna be a yes man. And we know yes men don't get us past the second round. So it is what it is. I'm gonna sit back and I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. This way the way I've been this year. That's gonna be me from now on until I see the Cowboys in a NFC Championship. If I see that with my fucking eyes, then I'll be like, all right, cool. But until that, I'm not getting hyped about signing free agents, and we could sign Patrick Mahomes. I don't give a damn. We aren't doing shit until Jerry makes it right, which is sit your ass down. But we know that's not gonna happen. So, but hey, Jerry's 80 something years old, 87 or some shit like that. I'm not wishing death on the man, but
Like that
we got
LeBron
about
tweet. Like, yo, LeBron 40. This shit can't go on much longer. It's like, yo, Jerry 80. This bullshit can't last much longer, man.
Man, it's crazy. So that's my Cowboy rant. I just needed to get that out because
Yeah.
But one thing I said it last pod, I'll say it again. Cowboy Nation it seems like y'all finally waking up. It seems like y'all finally waking up and saying y'all not falling for the bullshit anymore. Some of y'all still are, and I gotta tap y'all. Yeah, he's still bullshitting. This is Jerry we talking about. This is Jerry we talking about. Remember, he told us all in. We didn't do all in. We went the opposite. So just make sure you remember that. But yeah, so that's what I gotta say about my Cowboys. I had one other thing that I wanted to talk. Oh yeah, before we get into the picks and the games, what are y'all thoughts on? I already know Nico. We already you actually commented on it. E, so I'll start with you. What is your thoughts on the GOAT conversation as far as it goes with rings? Like, how much do rings matter to you in any GOAT conversation? Is it the end all be all?
I wouldn't say it's the end all be all, but I do think it is a part of the criteria that is needed. You can't be a GOAT and not won anything.
And have zero. Yeah.
Right.
And I think some like more or less too in the ring conversations. I mean the GOAT conversations with rings. It is also how you perform to get those rings.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Nico?
Like
Oh, keep going.
if we took it, let's say since we're doing football, we'll do Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Brady, it's not like Brady was carried to Super Bowl rings.
Well, the
You know what I'm
first
saying?
three were kind of.
Yeah, of course. But in some of those, he still had to put together drives to get them down
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Is how he performed in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he didn't have the best game, but in that clutch moment,
He
the
did
ball
what
was
he
in
needed
his
to do.
hand, and you felt comfortable, like, oh, we about to win this game. Brady got the ball.
Yep. He always did it. Always did it. Every single time. Oh, Brady got the ball? You know how this is gonna end. Whether it's gonna be 6 or it's gonna be 3. But
Exactly.
either way, they're walking away with the W.
That's the
He's
scariest.
leaving
That
with
was the
something.
scariest thing in the world.
Yep. Nico, your thoughts?
Uh,
And you
I
saw the
agree.
tweet that I'm talking about.
I agree with E. I think it does matter. It has to. It has some significance in the conversation. I don't think it can be the end all be all in the conversation because I think there's too much wiggle room and there's too many other contributions in team sports. There's too many
Mhm.
other
That
You
factors
just
in
said it right
team
there. But you
sports.
just said it right there. It's team sports.
Yeah, like
It's
it's
not
too
like we're
many
talking about
factors.
the GOAT in
Boxing,
one-on-one sport. Yeah,
you
like
feel me?
that. Yeah,
Boxing,
we're talking about
tennis,
boxing. Yes, exactly. Wins
shit
and
like
losses
that.
matter more than anything.
Swimming,
Yep.
like
Yeah,
Michael Phelps, GOAT,
come on.
Serena Williams, GOAT.
It can be a team if we doing the team thing outside of like I keep saying with football, outside of the quarterback. Nico, you played wide receiver. You can have a hell of a day. 12 catches, whatever, 3 touchdowns. And if me and Sean play defense and we're getting torched
We can go over everything.
and we lose that game, but you had a great game, like in the championship game, nonetheless, too. Like,
And that's why I think it leads to mad inconsistency in GOAT debates because it only matters. People only bring it in like for football. If we're talking football, people only bring it in for certain positions. Like they don't even talk rings for certain positions, but for certain
yeah.
positions, rings are everything. Like as a quarterback, rings are everything. But like you just said, you can be an amazing quarterback, and we can know you're an amazing quarterback, but you can have the worst defense in the world. You can have a
Yeah.
terrible special teams. You
Yep.
can have bad things around you, and it just not go. Justin Fields is not the quarterback that we were making him out to be in Chicago, and we just meaning society as a whole, not us three right here. But Justin Fields is not who they were making him out to be in Chicago. He's a
Yep.
great quarterback. The kid is a great athletic talent. Just everything around him over there was a shit show.
Yep.
So it fell apart. I don't like Megatron. Nobody would argue that Megatron is not one of the best receivers of all time, like easily a top 10 receiver ever. But
Yep.
his win loss looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like his career win loss is like under 500.
Yep.
You feel me? Like, so I think rings shouldn't matter as much as as much as they get weighted in team sports. I think you do have to have been on a championship team at some point. You had to have been a contributor at some point. You feel me? But we're not gonna in basketball. Nobody says the person with the most rings is the GOAT. Everybody's argument for the GOAT is the person who got their rings in a certain way. They don't talk about how many. They don't talk about how many attempts. They talk about attempts, but they talk about that certain fashion. Hey, he was on 6 championship teams. He was the best player on 6 championship teams. They won 6 and never lost. All right, cool. But he was on a lot of losing teams that didn't make playoffs, that didn't make deep runs, that like those that happened as well. Like I don't think you can just LeBron, their biggest thing against LeBron is how many times he's lost on the biggest stage, but he's made it to the biggest stage that many times. He's been the best player on the team that's made it to the biggest stage that many times. Even in some of those losing bouts, he's been the best player on the court in some of those biggest stages.
Yep.
I just feel like it's too many
Yeah.
inconsistencies. Like, uh, nigga, Kobe had Shaq for 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
On 2 of them with Shaq, Robert Horry saved them, and Derek Fisher saved them.
Yep.
Like we don't take that away from Shaq being the most dominant big man of all time. The GOAT, one of the GOAT centers, arguably. We don't. You feel me? That's not a knock. We don't even really care for Shaq's rings when we talk about him being the most dominant.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about his dominance.
They don't ever talk about Shaq's rings.
Honestly, like
Shaq talks about Shaq's rings, and nobody else really
outside of the main conversation with that is Braun and Jordan, but like
6 for 6.
I feel like we don't mention Shaq as like, yo, Shaq is legit one of the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
Period.
And I get maybe because now, especially now, he's such a big personality that it's like everything he does now is like that. But yo, Shaq is like, I got to see Shaq play.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shaq is legit one of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball.
Basketball players. Like, he's one of the greatest players
we
ever.
Talk about now, like, we talk about how like Braun and Steph changed the game. There was no getting through Shaq when he was on his run.
It was ridiculous. Like, if y'all
did not have centers that size moving the way he moved.
If y'all too young to know what Shaq was doing at that time, look it up. Just look it up.
His whole career for real in Chicago, like in Orlando, like you've never seen a 7 foot, 300-pound man move how he was moving. Like, yo, they had to, like he says, Steph and LeBron changed the game or whatever, but yo, they had to change how they constructed rims.
Exactly.
They had to change how they constructed baskets because of the athlete that man was, bro. Like,
absolutely. TJ says Shaq, most dominant big man of all time. He's definitely got an argument.
And I think they put that on it. They always be like, yo, he's the most dominant. Yes, he absolutely is. But he's also one of the best, like best centers to ever play basketball. Like, legit top 3. And if he's not top 3, he's Mount Rushmore top 4. You feel me?
Bro,
like,
I think who you gonna bring up? You're gonna bring Kareem and then Bill Russell, guys who played back then when they was against guys, and Will, who weren't as big as they were.
I wasn't even gonna bring up Will. I was gonna say Kareem, Bill, Hakeem, Shaq.
Hakeem would be the closest to me.
Those would be my 4, my Mount Rushmore of centers. Kareem, Hakeem, Shaq, and Bill. Like that. Sure. But Shaq is always like, oh, he's the most dominant. Yo, Shaq is one of the best, bro. Like,
he really is
the best. He was averaging 30 plus and over 15. Like,
it was ridiculous.
It was fucking out of this world.
It was ridiculous. To Elijah's question, my question to LeBron losing finals record is: do you want to exit the first round or exit the final round? If I want to lose, I'm in the finals. Meet me in the fucking chip.
I feel
in the fucking chip.
I feel like that's always been like the real conversation. Like, real life people have always had that conversation. Like, if you compete in anything, if you don't win it all, the conversation amongst the losers, because if you're not the one who won, everybody else is a loser. So the conversation amongst the losers is always, all right, well, nigga, I made it further than you. So,
right.
And I feel like LeBron is the only person we've ever discredited, like, as a whole, we as a whole have ever discredited for, look how far you made it and lost. What?
And they don't do that shit to Jerry West. Jerry West went to a bunch of fucking finals and lost. He won 1 finals.
Yo, Jerry West.
They don't never say that about Jerry West.
Jerry West lost so much, he developed a drinking problem. Like, he lost so much, he joined a front office. He lost so much, he retired and joined front office. Like, said, fuck it.
Yep. They really don't. That shit bothers me, bro. But the reason why I brought the question up is because somebody asked today on Twitter, if Patrick Mahomes wins 3 straight this year, will you consider him to be the GOAT? I said it'll be 1A Tom Brady, 1B Patrick Mahomes. The reason why I'm not, it would be hard for me not to, but for me, I always said if he got to 5 with a 3-peat, it's over. So that would put him at 4. Even though I still would look at him like, yeah, this nigga's a goat, bro. Like this nigga's a goat. And he's only like 28, nigga. God damn.
That's what makes it hard, but I'm rocking with Patty Cake, B. Yo, Patty, yo, son might be if he win.
We've never seen it before.
As much as I don't want it to happen, if Patrick Mahomes wins, he's the best quarterback ever, dog.
It's hard to argue that shit.
Ever. Because
it's hard.
You know what my argument is over everybody else's argument? Like what we were just talking about with the GOAT and the team contributions. He's asked to do so much more than all of the other quarterbacks in that GOAT conversation, Peyton Manning aside. Peyton Manning was a coach. Like he was a head coach, offensive coordinator. Like Peyton Manning,
he was
brain
everything.
was
He was
working.
the whole offense.
Yeah, like that has an astronaut brain. Like he was working on another level. But physically, Patrick Mahomes is asked to do more than any other quarterback in that GOAT conversation.
Patrick Mahomes, one thing he did not do is Tom Brady. Yeah,
that's a fact. But if he wins this three-peat, I don't even think that's something you can even put it. If he wins this three-peat, Eli Manning's rings are less impressive now. If he wins this ring, one of our one championship is that less impressive.
Wow, that's saying something. If
because Tom Brady is no longer the standard, dog. If Patrick Mahomes wins, Eli beat Brady twice. Who, the second best ever? I don't give a fuck. Like if Patrick Mahomes wins this, dog, the Eagles won championship that I sat and watched us win, like joyously, like teared up, like was thrilled. That
was against the Patriots too, right?
Huh?
Was that against the Patriots?
Yeah, we beat Brady. We beat Brady, but again, if Patty wins this, that means nothing because then we beat the second best ever. Like it don't hold that same weight. And it's gonna hurt a little bit, but
and you lost to the best ever.
You feel me? And then the one that we lost don't hurt as much because we lost on the last play of the game to the GOAT.
I feel you on that. I feel the way you put it. I feel you on that.
Yo, bro, we've never seen this production, this consistency, this volume from anybody coming into the league like this early and this quick of a sample size. Like, yo, he was never a backup. He didn't do the Aaron Rodgers and sat behind somebody and waited and developed. No, he came in instantly to a team that before him.
Oh, well, his first year, his rookie year, he sat behind.
Oh boy.
Alex Smith.
Yes. And their identity wasn't this. It was like, yo, the Chiefs is gonna throw that shit around with Alex Smith, but they weren't this. Alex Smith and who's my dog? And my dog Jamal Charles. That nobody talk about no more. Between the two of them, like they were a cool team. They were like highlights here and there, cool to watch. But then Patty came in and Super Bowl, AFC champ, Super Bowl. Like, he's just been wilding. He ain't winning them, but like, and even his losses, like just the fact that he's appearing in Super Bowls, the shit is nuts, bro.
I'm just dead.
He is sick of this conversation,
bro. Like
it's just dead. Like you said, long day. I'm like,
yo,
like,
I came from.
Gonna be done talking about this motherfucker.
Yo, this is the Patrick Mahomes shit for me is the same thing as like the LeBron James shit.
I feel you.
Like in 03, I was a big Melo and D-Wade fan. Like those were my guys. Like D-Wade, my favorite player. Like I was a big Melo fan coming out of Syracuse.
Yeah, baby.
Rookie year, you feel me? Rookie year on Denver, big Melo fan. I didn't really fuck with LeBron. I was just like, I was just like, yo, it's mad hype. Like I'm not a fan of this guy. Like it is what it is. It is what it is. But I just honestly had never really watched him. And then after them couple years in my right before he came to Miami, like 09, I was like, yo, this nigga's nice. Like, damn.
When that nigga took the Cavs to the finals in 07, I was like, this nigga's a problem.
Dog. And then every time him and D-Wade played, they was going for like 40 against each other.
That used to be my favorite matchup.
I was like,
ever.
yo,
wear everything I love.
And it
D
was
Wade
around the
versus
same time.
LeBron.
And it was around the same time. Like it took this is Patrick Mahomes' 6th year,
Yeah, I think it's 7th now.
7th.
7th,
It
yeah.
took me around 6-7 years for LeBron too to be like, yo, this nigga's nice, man. Like, he's worth the talk, B.
Yo,
And
that's a
I'm
fact.
feeling that with Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like, yo, this nigga's the GOAT, bro. Like, this nigga might be the GOAT. He might be the best ever. Like, damn. He might be
E,
the
how you
best.
feeling on that?
Nah, I'm not. Listen, bias aside, he wins it this year. Is definitely a case to be made.
Nigga might be the GOAT.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like winning it this year is gonna start making you really have to like look at it, look in the numbers. Like, all right, let me see what his stats are like compared to shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
But like I said, that's that. I don't know, that whole Brady, like Brady was just so fucking scary. And like when his peak run, my Broncos was in the playoffs a lot. So we was running into them a lot in the playoffs. And it was like, all right, we won. Oh shit, we got the Patriots next week. So like I know that, you know, as an AFC fan, it was like, damn, like when the year we beat them to go to the Super Bowl, I feel like that game meant more than winning the Super Bowl against the Panthers.
that's a fact. That's a Super Bowl in itself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
fact.
nah, if he wins it this year,
Pat wins this year, because then
nah, yeah,
y'all beat the best ever en
look
route to a
this.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Y'all beat the best ever y'all beat the second best ever en route to a Super Bowl. Like, it's not, you feel me?
I didn't say he wins it this year. He could go. I said we could talk.
Hey,
Go.
it might be the GOAT, man. He win it this year, B.
Yo, keyword in this whole is might.
Because the thing with me is,
for me, it's
Tom
the
Brady
team
got
this year.
It's the team.
Because who was he throwing to when he beat us? Nobody, for real.
Yeah.
But even then, there was a couple more somebodies that he's throwing to this year. Like, if that nigga wins it with this team, dog, I'll be tight first off, but nigga go.
He really might though. He really might be, because the way he's doing it and how fast he's doing it. 7 years and you'll have 4 chips, and one of them is a 3-peat.
And out of those 7, 4 wins and 1 you went and lost.
Yep.
And you've gone and lost.
You've gone
once or twice, right?
He went once and lost. Once. Yeah, he's never lost twice.
7 years, 5 appearances, 4 wins. 7 years, 5 appearances, 4 wins. Your first 7 years, 5 appearances.
I'm not gonna lie though. You know, we saying that. So the 3 times
and
he didn't win,
to break every record.
So the 3 times he didn't win, right? He lost 1 Super Bowl, lost to the Bengals. You know who the other loss was against? The Pats. Brady beat him twice in the playoffs.
The best. But
the first one.
Brady's beating him twice in the playoffs.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yo, so if
he
wins
baby,
it,
that was baby Mahomes though.
So if he wins it,
GOAT.
If he wins it, then it's like, yo,
hell no.
2 of Brady's wins was against the best ever.
Yo, TJ said, if it happens, do you think we are going to see another 3-peat? Hell no. Nah. I don't think so. I don't think they could pull that off again.
Not for a very long time.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
I don't see it, because I think eventually they are going to run into that playoff.
Bro, they're losing Kelsey soon. Kelsey's
they're going to be losing Kelsey
another year or 2.
But losing Kelsey, I don't think it's going to be that impactful.
They're gonna have to
be as impactful.
They're gonna have to rebuild soon.
But that's what I'm saying. No, in general, like, how long? Honestly, do we think Andy Reid's gonna want to sit back and coach another 7 years?
Yeah,
You're
his
right.
heart bad.
He
Yeah,
probably
you know
got
what I
like
mean. Like a lot of shit is gonna take its toll. You know what I mean?
His health is overall just starting to decline. He's an older man with a terrible
Yeah,
diet. You feel
exactly.
me?
the one thing that's going to be in check is that defense because they're young.
Yeah.
Outside of Chris Jones, he'll be out of there in a few years, but that defense is for the most part is young.
And
So
how
that
long
defense
is
will be
Patrick
tough.
Mahomes' style of play? Like, how long is that
Yeah.
productive? How long is that conducive to your body?
We do see him. He be hobbled now.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like
All them
that
ankle and knee injuries are not gonna last
After
long.
30, it hit different. That nigga
that
28
LeBron
now.
effect. When you been in the playoffs and making these deep runs every year, that shit catches up to you.
Your off seasons are always very short, and
Yep.
when you're winning in the fashion that he's winning, because like I said, he's physically asked to do more than all of the other GOAT quarterbacks. Like he's running, he's scrambling, he's extending plays a lot before he can even throw the ball. So it's like
Eve, can you look up the games for next week
Got it.
or this weekend? I mean,
who
I
won?
got
Who
it.
won this week?
I think he did.
yes, I did.
Trash.
Hold on.
I think because he took Buffalo and we both took Denver.
Yep. I get that. I got that.
Fucking Denver, bro. Because I was
That one.
watching. I couldn't remember who I picked for that game. I was like, yo, I think all my picks hit.
We all lost on Chargers. We all got Ravens. Y'all picked Denver. I got Bills. Philly. We all picked Philly. I had Washington. You had Washington. E had Bucks, and then we all picked the Vikings.
Okay. Yeah, yo, bro, that kid Jayden Daniels scares the shit out of me. Like, I'm high key glad that they won. I'm high key glad they won. I'm high key glad the Rams won because if the Buccaneers lost and the Rams lost, we would have had to play the fucking Commanders this weekend.
Yeah.
And I really didn't want that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
The
Let's
momentum is up.
All right. First game, Texans Chiefs.
Texans Chiefs. Texans Chiefs.
Oh, y'all know who I got.
I think we all go in Kansas City here.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
are.
Houston's defense really showed out,
They did.
but they were actually not saying they were actually, but they were bailed out because on the Chargers, motherfuckers couldn't catch a cold. You had guys dropping the ball into pick sixes.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That shit was looking ugly.
That it was bad.
Yeah, I think KC wins this one and easily.
Yeah, absolutely. I got the Chiefs beating up on them boys.
Yeah.
All right. The second game of the day is the Commanders and Detroit. I gotta go Detroit still.
Oof. I gotta go Detroit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Detroit too.
I think that young boy Magic, it run into a team that's finding that found their identity, and it's not gonna be good
And then
for
I'm
them.
gonna tell you the truth. In Detroit, it's gonna be so different. That fan base is so thirsty for a Super Bowl.
Yep. They're gonna be wilding.
Insane.
Washington fan base is happy to just be good too, though. They might fuck around and travel because that's not too bad. They might take that trip.
Yeah, Gibbs could definitely have a good one. He's a great running back. I think the real thing is Dan Campbell. He be having them boys ready every
When
week.
They'll run through a wall for him.
That's what I
Every
was gonna
week.
say. When you talk about somebody who's willing to have people run through a wall for them, that's Dan Campbell.
Every week. And I love that he goes for it on fourth down all the fucking time.
Oh yeah,
Like, I love that shit. He's
playing
with
Madden.
that. The players love that.
He's my type of coach. He's my type of coach.
Exactly. He's a player's coach. And
we don't even
everybody
have a
love that.
punter.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely.
my team don't even have a punter.
All right,
we going for it.
All right, the first game of the day on Sunday, Rams at Eagles. It was dope. All right. So the thing with that Rams game, like, I know people were saying like, "Oh, Sam Darnold looked like the old Sam Darnold." I get it, but part of it, his offensive line wasn't blocking for nothing. They couldn't run the ball, but and I feel like just the Rams were really playing for something other than winning that game. You know, the
What'd
fact
you
that
say?
they
I'm
had,
sorry.
huh?
What'd you say? I missed it.
I said the fact that I feel like the Rams were playing for more than the game.
Mm.
Like that game meant something to them. You know, with them
Oh,
having to
absolutely. With the wildfire.
seeing that wildfires and stuff. I just think Philly has a lot more firepower than what the Vikings got, and Philly's defense looks scary.
They did.
They look scary. I know, you know, the Rams got some more weapons, so that secondary's gonna have more, you know, more of a fight put on them. But I think with the fact that the way Saquon's playing right now,
Yeah, I hear you. I know I ain't picking no fucking birds. Get the fuck out of here. Picking no birds. But nah. All bias aside, I could definitely see the fucking Eagles winning this. But because I like what I saw from the Rams, I'm gonna pick the Rams. Only because I like what I saw this last game. If they can put that type of pressure on Jalen Hurts, obviously it's not they ain't gonna get no 9 sacks and shit like that. They have a running game with Saquon, so that it's gonna be hard to get that any fucking sacks when you got a running game. You have to pay attention.
and the fact that Jalen Hurts is mobile, Sam Darnold isn't mobile like that.
Yeah, exactly. If but if the Eagles offense looks anything like they did last week, it's gonna be a tight one. I think it's gonna be a lot closer. The Eagles, but I will give the Eagles credit. Now they'll be a week moved on, so they'll be able to get that rust off. Jalen Hurts hasn't been playing the last 2 weeks, I think, or 3 weeks or whatever it was. So I
Yeah, he
definitely
didn't play.
understand
He
that
didn't play two. He didn't play 2 weeks prior to
to this
because our
game.
last two
The
games
last
were
one,
Washington, New York. He didn't play those two
play
games.
those 2 games, right.
Well, he
So
got
yeah.
hurt first drive Washington type shit.
Oh yeah, right. That's a fact. So I could definitely see the Eagles looking better than they did this last game, but that that Rams defense is not something to sneeze at. Like a lot of people are saying the Rams, okay, it's a one-off. No, this Rams defense has been looking like this the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and the offense has been looking like shit. But the defense has been holding them down, and that's what really got them in the playoffs. So if they can stay consistent, I think it'll be a lot closer than expected. I think the Eagles will win, but I'm going to pick the Rams.
Jones being a lifelong Cowboy fan speaks to his commitment to losing. So I'm not offended. But but I got y'all know who I got. Come on. I got it on my
Yeah,
back.
so I'm ready. I'm already bringing up the
I
next
got it on
games.
my back. But I think we
All right.
do have to open up. I think we do have to open up the play call, and I think Jalen gets another full week in practice, and the offense gets to do some things. I think the Rams were great. They were great against Minnesota. They got big pressure. They was able to like isolate Justin Jefferson. I feel like even if they can isolate AJ Brown, that pressure doesn't look the same because we have the running game we have, because we have the offensive line we have. They don't have a Landon Dickerson. They don't have a Lane Johnson. Like I feel like we were made for this offensively. Like we got big boys in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
yeah, finish. I just wanted to say something quick on your offensive line.
I feel like we got some pressure up there. I feel like the weakest point of our O line right now is our center. And we got
Sure.
guys, Jordan Mailata. We got guys playing out of position, like to fill in for injuries. I feel like that defensive front from the Rams don't get the same pressure because they got to worry about Saquon and Jalen, which
Yep.
stops the secondary from having that same kind of luxury to sit on good receivers. Um,
Shout out to the Bama boys on the Eagles.
that's a fact, bro. That front line is nasty. Jalen Carter is really one of them, dog. Like he got
He's
Aaron Donald. He got Aaron Donald pedigree. Like he's really one of them. If
yeah,
he develops if he develops like that work ethic, because he's still young, I don't know what his work ethic and shit is like. But if he develops that, he's definitely one of those guys, like DP, Defensive Player of the Year candidate kind of guys. Like different.
Um, Real quick on your offensive line though. Shout out to your GM for that Mekhi Becton move,
Becton is a dog.
bro. Getting him from the Jets,
Dog.
he was looking like a bust, and moving him to guard, and he's been nasty all year.
Yo, I love our offensive line coach because I feel like they have everybody practice every position. Like
yeah.
The nigga who's our starting center right now, Cam Jurgens, was our guard last season. Like
Yeah,
2
over the
years
last
ago,
few years, y'all offensive line play has been real good.
everybody gets moved around because people get prone to injuries. And yo, this is one of them years where things are lining up perfectly. Like 2 years ago, everybody was hurt up there. Last year, they was nicked up. This is one of them years.
Yeah, definitely a dog.
I definitely seen, like, no bias, watching our game. I saw glimpses of like that Super Bowl defensive front, like 17 and 22. Like, and we looked great defensively.
For sure. I can't lie.
All
Defense
right.
is what.
The last
That's what's good.
The last game's gonna be a goodie. Buffalo, Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
You know me. You know me. Call me the Birdman. I'm going Raven flock. Call me MV3. Call me the Birdman.
I'm going Ravenflock. I'm going Ravenflock. Even though I've been on the Josh Allen train this year, I had to give him his credit. He's been doing this shit. He's my MVP this year. Okay. He's my MVP this year. But even though Lamar is it's very close, like it's very close. But the reason why I'm gonna say it's Josh Allen because he has less. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a Henry back
Yeah.
there. He has a little bit more weight to carry than
In the
Lamar
sense
Jackson.
of the name of the award, he was more valuable to
He was
his
more
team.
valuable. Yeah, he was.
Like
What was
in
their
that
record? They were 15-2.
3, I
Who?
believe.
15-3.
I
Who?
think
The
they're
Ravens?
The Bills' regular season record,
Oh
they're
yeah,
like
yeah. 14-3.
14-3, and the Ravens was 13-4.
Yeah, yeah. They were one game behind.
Yo, I argue that without Lamar Jackson,
the
you
Ravens were
put
12-5
Mitchell,
and
yep.
12
Buffalo
and
was
5,
13-4.
12-5, 13-4. Yo, I argue that you put that kid Huntley in, you put Lamar Jackson's backup in the game. They don't win. They're a 5-win team. Like, yo, they're 5-12 without Lamar Jackson. I will
Okay.
argue that.
Buffalo's worse.
And that's what I was. That's the argument right there.
Who's his
Take
backup?
Josh Allen out. Buffalo's not making nothing. Buffalo might be
They're
a
not
2-win.
even. Yeah.
Who's Josh's backup?
I don't even know.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. There we go.
All right.
And remember the fact too. Baltimore's defense is better than Buffalo's defense.
True.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense is good enough to
I
keep
think it's
them
going
in
to be
those
real
games
close.
with their backup quarterback.
And I wouldn't be surprised or mad if Lamar wins it. MV3, I'm with that. I'm with it. I would not be upset at all. But my vote this year would have to go to Josh Allen because I feel like he really is having to carry a lot more of the load to keep that team not only afloat, he kept them second seed. He got them to the second seed. So I was very impressed with Josh Allen this year. I shitted on him last year, but this year I couldn't do it. I just
My
couldn't
only
do it.
argument against the record and shit like that is that Lamar had a tougher schedule.
I agree with that.
The Ravens played a far tougher schedule than the Bills did.
I can agree with that.
So I feel like all the Superman, like the same thing I was saying about Mahomes, like them not being as scary as they are in past years because of the way they're winning. Josh is playing like Superman ball against like okay teams. Like Lamar is playing damn near perfect football against tough teams. Like they lost to the Chiefs on an inch.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, and that would have changed the whole conversation around the record.
Like just for the better sake of argument, Josh Allen beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's just like either way, there's always gonna be like this in that argument.
It is that, and the one thing that I'll give to Lamar is he had a historic year.
Oh no, yeah,
historic year, and he's throwing to fucking me and you.
Lamar's numbers are stupid.
He's
were fucking throwing to me and you.
Yeah, I think he's second all time in passing rating
because of Lamar.
All right, but don't shit on his. But I'm gonna take
you
Zay
put Zay
Flowers
Flowers anywhere else. He's a wide receiver 3.
Of course,
he's no wide receiver 1.
I think that offense with Lamar, you don't need a true number one receiver.
It's a
You
good
don't
point.
need that diva type of receiver who wants the ball when you have a Lamar and Derrick Henry.
But that's
Yeah.
why I think I hate the argument that they say, "Oh, well, he has more." He doesn't. It just doesn't. He doesn't need more. Like, oh, he has more. This year, he has a running back. In prior years, he's been the premier piece of that, and they've been a playoff team consistently. And he is the premier piece. Like, I think very few people are more valuable to their teams overall than Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with
I
that.
think league wide, they are probably the two most valuable players in the league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like they stop you from needing a bunch of other pieces. I don't think we'll ever see Josh do this again.
That's true. That's true.
Because when Josh has pieces, he's not this good.
Yeah, he was a mess.
He's
I
playing this
think
way
that
because they don't got no options.
honestly, I think there was a lot to be said about how bad Stephon Diggs was to that locker room.
I think that's him in every locker room at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was the signs that is there for this season.
E, who was your pick for this game?
I think this is a tough game anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's in Buffalo, correct?
yeah, that's what has me thinking a little more. But just because I'm gonna say everything's a wash, but just because of Derrick Henry, I'm leaning the Ravens.
Bet.
I'm going 4-0 this week, fellas. I feel it. I'm running the table this week.
I can see it. I'm gonna go at least 3-1. The Rams pick might be the one obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
But hope I'm right on that. Come on, Rams.
I
Let's
think
get it.
the upset. I think my upset could be Commanders Lions. I picked the Lions, but I think that could be my upset game.
I like that.
I think outside of the Texans, Chiefs, every game is going to be a real close game.
Yeah. I would love that to be the upset game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I would love that.
And a lot of the first week games was very defensive. Very defensive. So I hope this week we see a little bit more offense. I don't mind defense, but give us a little bit more.
We're going to shut the Rams the fuck down.
I don't know about that.
That defensive front, you know how good, like, and I'm not saying Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua aren't good, but we got the straps out there this year.
They zipping that. Matthew Stafford zipping that shit out 2 seconds.
He has to. He has to.
He's going to. He had to do this shit against the Vikings.
We're having phenomenal linebacker play right now with Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond. Our defensive front with Jalen. Huh?
Nakobe Dean's out for the rest of the playoffs.
Oh, he's done?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that update. Damn. Well, all right. We got options.
You didn't see the knee injury?
We all right. Zach Bond has been phenomenal.
He has to be carted off.
Rest of the defensive front, phenomenal. Secondary is playing amazing. Like, I'm not really worried about it. I think we're gonna shut them niggas down. That offense is not gonna be what it was. And then I don't think that defense is gonna be what it was this past weekend either. Because they gotta face some dogs.
Did we lose?
They definitely got more weapons. Definitely. But is there any other topics that you guys want to touch on before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Any last minute thing?
Yo, we 2 games out the Super Bowl, man.
Let's go, Rams. Shut them up. Shut them up so I can get in here.
Cooper Kupp going to Guantanamo Bay. It's about to be white on white crime out there. All right, Cooper DeJean is about to do some nasty things out there, bro. It's gonna be white on white crime.
Unrivaled league basketball. Okay.
Oh yeah, the WNBA spinoff, the Players Run League.
Oh, yeah. Word?
The players started their own like 3-on-3 league, and they gonna do that shit in the off season.
Oh, okay. Bet.
Make some money on their own type shit. Yeah, I think Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, they started.
Oh, okay.
They're the founders.
That's fire. I like that. That's what's up.
Yeah, they did a whole They did a whole like sign in, so like all the girls in the WNBA are in this league, and they're all on mixed up teams. So they playing with people they don't usually play with, like
That's fine.
Satu
January
Sabali,
17th.
and Sabrina Ionescu is on the same team.
I
And
like that.
Satu just announced that she will not
You
be
want to
going
leave
back to
Dallas?
Dallas. Satu's
Yeah, I
sister,
saw that.
her sister Niara played for us already on the Liberty.
Yep.
Sabrina playing with her in the Unrivaled shit. Satu about to come to New York. She about to bring her little cute ass to New York.
Yeah.
About to get another one.
Satu about to bring her little cute ass
Another
to New
one.
York. It might not be the best decision for her though, because Dallas is about to get Paige. Y'all gonna have Paige and Enrique. You might as well go stay there and get you a ring, sis. Because
right.
Paige and Enrique is nasty.
Nah, that's a fact. And we gotta talk about going to the first game. Gotta pull
Oh yeah,
up.
facts. Season opener, we gotta be there.
Season
Home
opener,
opener.
gotta be there. But other than that, shout out to all 311 of y'all and the 3 that was on Facebook and the rest of y'all that was on all the other social media platforms. We appreciate y'all for showing up, pulling up. My guy Elijah, TJ, Queen. You know what it is, Queen. Appreciate y'all for showing love and engaging with us. And hope y'all enjoyed this week's divisional round.
Even as a
Love for
Packers
all
fan.
y'all.
Condolences.
Condolences, Queen. We sorry. But other than that, it's your boy Jones. Nico, he's out of here already. Jones of the Sports. We make sports better. Peace.